Hooray! Oh snap, she looking good. Damn.
Ritona, looky! The fabric feels so nice on the skin.
Oh, this is. Oh, Ritona is just like, oh, what's going on? What is this? I have to keep taking screenshots because, you know, thumbnails. Oh, this is...
Wow, you two look great.
Of course it's great. Who the hell do you think I am? I'll say I'm still speechless. That's what really tailored a tie is from fine fabrics for us. I tailored them to be as plain and simple as possible, but yeah, you know. I keep getting distracted by my phone going off. I used the finest silk fabrics I could find, so they might glimmer and shimmer more than you were hoping. Edmond stole several glances at Selphine, clearly taken aback by the quality of his craft.
Wow, this silk fabric is so soft and smooth.
You grace the fabrics themselves, Selphine. You were born to the most beautiful and brilliant couple of all Rughzenhaide. You're only ever at your best when you're wearing the finest things life has to offer. If anyone would dare to say otherwise, I would personally seize to their silence. Wow, Ritona's a real fan. Ritona looks so adorable. Oh, they're new models! I'm so happy! Excuse me, Miss Ritona, was it? Yes, Mr. Hertzwan. How do you like your outfit? I can't say it's the most original color palette I've ever tailored up. Black on black with a shade of grey. I know his voice is changing, but it's because his voice is changing. Black on black. I know you both need to operate incognito, but I feel the color combination doesn't do your beauty any favors. A little snip here and a bright seam there would really go a long way. Thank you, but I am content with this attire. Black clothing has the tendency to better siphon mana from mana streams. Really? Is it like how black things get hotter than other things? Once siphoned into the clothing, a manacravte may better utilize mana dowsing in order to ascertain the volume of surrounding mana. In a duel of battlecraft, a manacravte with the darker clothing will always have the advantage. That's weird. They'll know where to douse for mana should their own supplies ever be depleted mid-duel. As absurd as it may sound, the attire of a manacravte will make or break them in a duel that calls for battlecraft. I can't say I've met a pair as peculiar as you two before. Nobody's considered cloaks fashionable for at least 30 years.
You think so, Mr. Hertzwan? I think the cloaks look lovely on them.
Well, I suppose I could agree with you there. In fact, that might actually be helpful too, you know. Helpful to know. I think I like it. I just needed a lovely pair of girls to model them for me first. Now I can see the potential.
Potential for what?
The potential for a comeback, my dear. Trends are ever moving in the world of fashion. If folks see you beautiful girls waltzing around with those cloaks, it's sure to set a new fashion trend, or a revival for a vintage look in this case.
I suppose that is one possibility.
They look so good in their new stuff. I haven't felt so fulfilled by my work in the longest time. Thank you for rekindling my passion.
No, Mr. Hertzwan, thank you.
Anytime. I mean, I know I make him sound like a monster. We are grateful for your assistance, but weren't you celebrating your severance from the store? Was it alright of you to raid your former employer? Oh, don't worry about that. Whatever my old man says, he says in the heat of the moment. It never sticks, and I've learned to let it go.
What happened this time round?
He said something so absurd it made me second guess what I actually heard. It's not something you'd ever say to anyone, much less your own son. The family business, huh? Been there, done that, but moving on was never easy. What did he say to you? He told me not to drink while I'm on the job. Well, now, you shouldn't say things that you can't take back, okay? Saying that to your own son, regardless, I second the statement of your wise father. And your father is absolutely correct. I was busy tailoring suits and gowns for a close friend's wedding. Could you blame me for making merry over a joyous occasion? That still doesn't warrant drinking on the job. Hi, Hertie, how you doing, eh? The big boss didn't mess you up too bad, did he? Nah, he didn't. Sorry, but could you all excuse me for just a moment? Hertzman made his way through us and began conversing with the gentleman and his female companion.
Hey, Ritona, the silk sure flows smooth along the skin.
Indeed.
That must be the engaged couple that Mr. Hertzman was talking about. They look so happy together.
Hertzman spared no expense, and used the finest silk fabrics in his store to repay his gratitude to us. The quality of these garments may even surpass the woven materials of my royal guardian attire.
I wonder how much 2 outfits of this quality would have cost us if we had paid for them out of our pockets.
What's the meaning behind that awkward laughter?
Well, I snuck a peek at the prices of the fabrics Mr. Hertzman used by the foot. Oh, when was the total, if you don't mind me asking? Well, I think it's better if you don't ask. I really think it's better that you don't ask. I don't know.
Was the total about as high as a Class 3 settlement stone? What kind of clientele is Hertzman tailoring clothes for? Sorry about that, missies.
It's no problem. Was that a friend?
Anyway, he's a drinking buddy, and I only ever meet at Ville's Tavern. He was there earlier tonight, too. Wait.
Oh, Hertie, hun. I heard you picked a fight with someone at Ville's Tavern tonight. Is that true?
Did I pick a fight? Did I ever pick a fight, my dear?
Oh, Hertie, hun, don't do that again. You worry me half to death.
You don't have to worry about me. Hertzman passed by us once more and began conversing with a lady this time.
Oh, if you say so, Hertie, hun.
Damn it. Don't make that face, my dear. Let's hit up Avils next time. Just the 2 of us, what do you say?
Oh, heck no.
Heck no.
Yeah. Well, if it's just the 2 of us, I could make an exception.
Really? Then feel free to stop by any time, and we'll go for a drink then. The lady left Hertzman's company after the last word. Sorry about that, again. His voice is just randomly, progressively devolving into where's Rachel?
You sure I'm a popular person, Mr. Hertzman?
I can assure you I didn't become popular by choice. We're the only tailors in all of Cadia, and when you've been in my line of work this long, the impassable boundary between ourselves and the Clyde vanishes real quick. Hertzman swallowed a mixture of spirits in a small glass before inhaling them. Mr. Hertzman, have you not had enough to drink for one night? You wouldn't want to awaken with a hangover. Hangover schmangover. It's all part of the job. And it just so happens to be a habit of mine to drink myself into a stupor, especially after a hard day's work. So, what you're saying is that inebriation is in excess is all a part of the job. You betcha, missy. Every town's got to have a memorable class act. Cadia's no different, you know what I mean?
I'm not sure I follow you, Mr. Hertzman.
Cadia might be a friendly listen to my voice. Cadia might be a friendly fledgling city, but it's full of physically and spiritually exhausted folks. On the outer pole,
you can expect to have a constant shortage of mana and no existent mana streams. It's a fact of life that we've all come to accept. But we get exhausted hearing news about mana-borne illnesses or mysteriously vanishing mana streams day after day.
Are the mana streams vanishing from the outer pole, though? The thought hadn't occurred to me until now.
If I recall, I think I heard something about that the other day. It's very disconcerting news to all outer pole inhabitants. That's just how it is. That's why we need a class act around Cadia to keep what's left of our happiness and laughter alive. Oh my god, alive! I don't mind being the class act, so long as the drunk tailor can keep people laughing.
Mr. Huntsman?
Yes.
I really believe that you are the class act that Cadia needs.
I am nowhere near a true class act.
Oh god, his voice is just...
I am nowhere near a true class act. I'm still the drunk village idiots of Cadia, as far as I'm concerned.
That's one tilted his head upward proudly as he spoke.
Anyways.
We'll always have a true class act to thank for these clothes. Where the hell are we? Are we some motel now?
Are you serious, Miss Selphine? Dead serious, Ron, dead serious! Oh, and the agriculture and farming communities are just thriving back at home. That's incredible! I know, right? IKR. I wish we had something like that. Who wouldn't? I wish I could have seen both your homelands. Everything sounds so wonderful there.
Why would you ever want to leave such a great place to travel around the world? It sounds like paradise there.
Well, things happened.
I didn't happen to trigger some sort of bad memory, did I?
Oh crap. We worked so hard all night to make Selphine forget about the attack, and she just remembered as we're in the bedroom. Damn it. For the time being, I can only say that we're not traveling around by choice. We're trying to return to our homeland, and every second spent here is another second lost.
I had no idea. I'm sorry for being insensitive.
It's okay, Ron. There's no way you could have known.
I've only ever heard stories about the continent of Sanarizda. But from what I recall, it's a long ways from the other pole, isn't it?
A very long ways away. We're practically on the other side of the planet from Sanarizda, whatever. Curses. The journey home will be a difficult one. We are bound to encounter other nations and territorial leaders hell-bent on expanding and reinforcing their own lands. It's a chaotic time to be traveling. I'd like to cover as much ground as possible right now, but the reality of our situation does not allow for it. We are novices in terms of traveling. We are without a way to find our bearings, or a proven path leading homeward.
Well, wouldn't that mean that for the entire day...
wouldn't that mean for the entire day I distracted you from making any progress on your journey home?
Of course you didn't!
It's as my lady says, Rue. It's because of you that we even made any progress preparing. Without you, we wouldn't have neither supplies nor any significant remaining gallows.
Don is right. We would have been completely lost around Cadia without you. We're thankful that you even decided to guide us at all, okay? So thank you both. Thank you both again for letting me take you around Cadia today. Thank you for offering to guide us. We really appreciate what you did for us today, Rune.
I share Milady's sentiments. I would like to extend my gratitude to you as well, Rune.
Oh, I know, Rune. Come over for a second. Yes, Miss Selphine. Vil...
What, Vil cereal?
Vil cereal. It's a handshake. Where from?
Looks like a normal handshake to me. The Rughzenhaide variant of a handshake, Visriel, is done by locking the thumbs and pinky fingers into the recipient's hand. Doesn't look like, okay. Or wrapping the remaining fingers around the outer palm of the hand. Rune instinctively mimics Selphine's handshake and unintentionally learned of the handshake of our homeland.
Good job, Rune! What's the meaning of this?
Visriel is an Azridian phrase that means best of luck to you. It's performed as both a manner of greeting and parting.
Mr. Ritona, the element of luck is involved with every new encounter and every fun farewell. That's the full definition of the phrase. Where we're from, the phrase is always uttered whenever someone greets another or parts with them. Miss Selphine, sniffle. I want you both to know that this has been the best day of my life.
Oh.
Your kindness brings me to tears.
But please, Rune, there's no need for tears.
Visriel, Miss Ritona.
Visriel. I hope I'm saying that right, Rune. I am saying that right. Vils Ariel. Viserial. Whatever. God, I was close enough. I shook hands with Rune while uttering our regional phrase. Doesn't take much to make Rune cry, does it? The dusky sky has darkened into a hue of blue now. We can walk you halfway to your destination, Rune.
Ah!
Yeah? Joey with a yeah.
That wouldn't be necessary, thank you though. Nobody in Katie would ever think of doing anything mean or unpleasant to me, like kidnapping. All jokes aside. Yes? Will you both be leaving Katie at tomorrow?
I believe that's our tentative plan for the time being.
I guess it is. Why you ask? Nah. I was hoping if it's possible for you to stay until later in the evening. No, afternoon. Could you two please stay until tomorrow afternoon?
Are we gonna stay until tomorrow afternoon? We kind of just skipped a scene there.
Ritona, you still awake?
Wide awake.
What's the plan for tomorrow?
Are you worried about Rune's request?
There's something I'd like to give to you. Oh wait, there's something I'd like to give to you at that time.
I don't think she'd try anything malicious to us by now. I've observed her actions all day, and every action she takes to be out of genuine sincerity.
She is genuine, Ritona. I know you have always struggled to learn to trust people, but Rune is different.
Everybody is untrustworthy in my eyes, milady. My charge as your royal guardian demands that I view all with an indiscriminate eye.
I know, I wouldn't expect any less of my childhood companion and best friend. Still, I wonder what it is exactly, what she wants us to have.
Then I take it, milady, you would like to prolong our stay in Cadia until Rune's requested meeting time tomorrow?
Of course I would! Rune's the only friend we've ever made outside of Rughzenhaide. Who knows if we'll ever see her again?
I thought as much. Rune is a very peculiar person, but the sincerity about her is a much welcomed rarity. I share your sentiments, milady.
Who wouldn't? I'd love to return to Rughzenhaide as soon as possible as well, but how severely would our journey be impeded by staying in Cadia by a few more hours?
Were it not for Rune, I would have to insist on our immediate departure for one irrefutable reason.
Being?
In the outer pole, our dependence on the non-existent manuscript severely hinders our chances of survival. infinitesimal volume of mana flowing through this barren continent only exacerbates our predicament.
I've noticed, Ritona. That's how they justify attacking on all those numbers of a simple class 3 sediment stone here.
Indeed. More importantly, are you feeling unwell in any way, milady?
Unwell, I suppose. I'm just feeling a lot more exhausted than usual. A little trip around the entire city didn't help.
That's not what I meant.
It isn't?
Walking around the city has certainly taken a toll on our stamina, yes. But I am referring to the exhaustion stemming from our mana deficiency.
What? What? I do not know if it has anything to do with adaptation of living without mana on the other pole.
Wrong voice. I do not know if it has anything to do with on the apple. But this exhaustion from our inability to siphon mana is akin oxygen deprivation. Oh god.
That definitely doesn't sound good, Ritona.
Mana deficiency only serves to hinder our progress, but at the very least, it isn't life-threatening. They're sort of like low-key blood elves. What will be excruciatingly painful is the adaptation of our bodies to siphoning less and less mana.
Is living on a small supply of mana really that bad?
Do you think it's possible for us, milady? The mana streams on this planet have forsaken this continent, but that isn't necessarily the truth for other continents. For people like ourselves, who have only ever known a life centered around mana, we must depart for another locale that can support our way of life. Knowing that mana is the only means of sustaining our lives, why do you think the people of the Outer Pole choose to remain here?
I don't know.
Leaving is not an option for them, and it never will be.
Why not, Ritona?
While we were raised on Sanarajudadar, a continent rich with thick mana streams, our bodies adapted to living with a certain volume of mana to survive. In our current predicament, although we will suffer from mana deficiency while on the Outer Pole, we will not die. But that cannot be said for the people of the Outer Pole.
Why not?
The volume of mana humans may store within their bodies is dictated between their 6th and 9th months of life. Depending on how rich and thick the mana stream near the individual is, their maximum volume of mana will be established during those 3 months. The human body's natural response is to always attempt to siphon the maximum volume of mana from the terrain. But for the residents of the Outer Pole, who were not exposed to as much mana as we were early on, their maximum volume of mana is near to non-existent. Now imagine if someone from the Outer Pole were to venture to Sanarajda, the surrounding mana would attempt to permeate their body. To that person, their mana would be treated as completely alien, foreign, invasive substance that cannot be retained.
So, like poison?
Oh god, indeed. People who cannot retain mana naturally will suffer from the mana shock syndrome, which slowly destroys their bodies from within. Holy shit.
But isn't there a way for them to adapt? Not even to the slightest volume?
At present, people who haven't been exposed to mana from birth have little chance of natural mana retention. This explains the lack of migration from the Outer Pole to other continents.
Yeah.
To the people fortunate enough to have been born in territories with ample mana streams, the miracle of mana is one that they will prosper from. However, the same cannot be said for the unfortunate. The mana shock syndrome is akin to throwing a saltwater fish into fresh water expecting it to swim. That is the one irrefutable reason for why we should leave the Outer Pole. The sooner, the better. According to the general rule of thumb, our bodies will begin feeling the full effects of mana deficiency within 5 days. That is the time we have left to leave the Outer Pole for home, or at least another continent with ample mana streams. So we're on a time limit now. The longer we stay here, the more at risk our bodies are to adapting to living without mana, turning us into permanent residents of the Outer Pole. Pole. Are you still certain you wish to delay our departure until tomorrow afternoon, milady?
I'm certain.
Then the matter is settled.
I want to write to Rune once we return to Rughzenhaide. I wanted to invite her to visit our kingdom and experience our culture for what it is. If only it weren't for mana shock syndrome, I could have invited her over, correct?
Indeed, milady.
Then our meeting tomorrow will be our last. You heard that much at least. We may have only known her for a single day, but we managed to overcome cultural barriers and become friends with her. What kind of queen would I be to my people if I couldn't even bring myself to treasure the bond between myself and a single person?
Return's like, yeah.
Forgive me, Ritona. I know what I'm asking is selfish and dangerous.
Nonsense, my lady. Your wish is my undying will, from now until the end of time.
Thank you, my good friend.
Please. Your sentiment is mine to share as well, my lady. We owe Rune a final farewell. Fret not, my lady. Your words are the only ones I shall ever heed, my queen. Oh my god, that is beautiful! As much as I want to keep going, I'm gonna have to pause it there. Alright. It's getting real interesting and really good now. That scene at the bar was top notch. I still don't trust Rune. I think she's wonderful, but I still don't trust her. You know, you never trust a girl that has yandere mode. That's just rule of thumb. Anyway, oh my god, there's like this whole like system in this world that makes it so much more interesting to learn about. Like in If My Heart Had Wings, there was so much like lessons about how planes worked. That wasn't as interesting. It might be interesting to some people, but this is my kind of like exposition. Like mana shock syndrome. Beautiful. I love it. I love that risk that we have now and that urgency to get off this continent, even though it's a beautiful place. Like, look at it. Either way, thanks for watching. We'll be back with more Fold Milestone 1 soon, because this game is brilliant. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.